Well, good morning and welcome to St. Andrew's United Church. You have found us for worship here this morning on YouTube, and we are so glad that you have chosen to join us. And to the regulars out there, hello, family. Great to be together this morning. We also worship live in our sanctuary on Sunday morning, and you are certainly welcome to join us there when you feel comfortable to do that. We wear our masks and we are socially distanced while we're in the sanctuary, and we take all of the protocols, we take all the care that we can together to be safe while we worship live. And you can also find us on our Facebook page as we live stream that service. We're in the midst of sorting through how to get the best sound that we can for that, but that certainly is an option as well. I talk about Daisy often enough, so she's joined me on screen here this morning. Just a few announcements as we begin. The first is that there are some board highlights to be found in the e-news that's gone out. A quick summary of those. The first is that our M&P team, our Ministry and Personnel team, has moved, and it was passed by the board, that we would extend our DLM appointment until the 31st of May of 2021 as we work our way through the credence process. So you can find those details in the e-news. As well, we welcome Dave Moffat as the new treasurer for our board. We are grateful to have his expertise on our board in the interim. And Kathy Diamond has stepped down as our board secretary. Sue McQuaid will be filling that role on our board. And we do continue to be concerned about our church finances. There are some details in the e-news, but we hope to make up the deficit leading up to Christmas. But we are taking a hard look at numbers and trying to be as the best stewards that we can be. So do please check those things out in the e-news. Kids Ministry is online this morning. There's a link for them you can find at their YouTube playlist. Today is the last day to fill in the credence survey if you are doing that online. So please do so and submit that by the end of the day today, Sunday the 25th. Next Sunday, Miriam Miller is going to be delivering an afternoon program from 2 till 3:30 via Zoom to provide some coping strategies as we face these COVID times.
Andrews. My name is Miriam Miller. I'm a local registered psychotherapist. I have become very aware lately of all of the challenges and the impact on people that the pandemic and the COVID-19 situation has caused. I want to invite you to join me on Sunday, November the 1st at 2 p.m. for a Zoom workshop that is full of positive and easy coping skills that you can use on your own in your day-to-day life.
The Zoom link is in the e-news as well. Christmas food gift cards. We are preparing to care for the folks in our community in need again. So if you are in need, or if you know somebody who is in need, please do contact Reverend Walker or Kathy in the office. All information is confidential. We have a meeting today after church to determine whether or not we will host the Out of the Cold shelter again this year. You can join us either live in the sanctuary just shortly after 11 o'clock, or there is a Zoom link provided in the e-news if you would like to participate in the meeting that way as we consider that option for us and we vote on it. Garden team is cleaning up the grounds. We are looking for donations of leaf bags. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and Shoulder to Shoulder. Our store is open Thursdays from 10 until 1, and they are also doing an event on November 2nd and 3rd. Their team is creating Christmas gift baskets. So if you are interested in helping out on one of those days, contact Cindy Lauren or Sharon Hannawell. Their phone numbers are in the e-news. Heading into Christmas, I know, hard to believe, but the end of November, November 29th, is actually the first Sunday of Advent. And in preparation for that, we are creating Advent in a Box. And so if you think you might be interested in registering for that, contact the office. They will be available for pickup November 21st through the 27th. But it'll be kind of a fun thing for us to be doing together as a congregation. Lots of ways to serve. Think about how you might continue to be involved in the ministries and the work of our church. We'd love to hook you up in ways that are safe and further God's kingdom. And no soup today. However, you can pick up your cabbage roll orders next Sunday following the service. Office hours are still limited. Please call ahead. And if you're coming into the church, just be aware of the COVID protocols. As we head into worship together, hang on, I'm just going to switch my screen here. Let's turn our hearts and our minds to worship now. In our messages in this series, we are examining a series of transformative values that are based on Rich Viota's book, The Deeply Formed Life, 5 transformational values to root us in the way of Jesus. And as we begin worship each week, I'd also like to introduce some ways that we can practice our faith throughout the week. We meet for an hour of inspiration, community, worship on Sundays, but there are another 67 hours in a week during which we can continue to grow. Following a lesson on reducing fractions or writing persuasive arguments, my students practice their learning as they become proficient. We don't go for one jog around the block and immediately run a marathon the next day. And just because we've heard a message on a Sunday morning doesn't mean that we are going to inspire the world with our spirituality or that we will live a sinless life from there on in. It's helpful to have things to practice that will deepen our devotion to God and form Christ's likeness in us. This morning, the practice that I would like for us to focus on is something that's called a breath prayer. This week in a group text, a friend asked for prayer regarding some anxiety that she was experiencing. And one of the girls in the thread suggested or encouraged her just to breathe. And that reminded me of this practice. And I'm going to rely rather heavily on author Sarah Bessey's work here. It's a practice that can really help us in our life of faith. In the beginning, God breathed life into humans. He came close enough to do so. His mouth to ours. He is as close as our breath. Breath prayer is an ancient form of meditation or prayer that quiets us for a moment and can bring peace and insight. Using just 1 or 2 lines, we inhale and we exhale repeatedly, as a line as we inhale and a line as we exhale. As we enter into worship, we're going to try it together. And we would encourage you to work this into your own practice this week. Since we focused on abiding in the vine last week and Jesus as the true vine from John chapter 15, let's make that our focus. And so I invite you to close your eyes, to sit comfortably. You can rest your hands on your lap if that feels comfortable to you, or not if it doesn't. At home, make sure you are in a position in which you can draw deep breaths. Be aware of your body and imagine yourself in a safe place, in a favorite place. Call to mind its sights and its smells, the sounds, until you feel that you are in that safe place, in that sanctuary. And from that safe place, that is where we enter into this time of meditation and prayer. And so draw in a deep breath, thinking and praying these words, true vine and gardener. And then exhale, breathe out, I abide in you. Inhale, true vine and gardener. Exhale, I abide in you. Continue to inhale and exhale, repeating the prayer about 10 times over. You are as near to us, loving God, as the breath in our lungs. We breathe you in, we breathe you out. Bless the Lord, O my soul. We worship your holy name. Sing like never before, O my soul. We worship your holy name. Amen. And let's continue in worship.